And Ian says his goal in there on Saturday is to frustrate you and irritate you with his style. How are you preparing for that? And as you say, you feel you're going to have to chase him and run after him. How do you find the balance there?
Ian is a good fighter, but he don't have something special. I beat many strikers, and that's it. He just next opponent. That's it. He don't have something special to defend my wrestling.
And I know you said after the first face-off, you felt nervous energy from him. I know you've only been up here for a couple of minutes, but what do you feel from Islam Makhachev here today?
As I said, I think it was more the fact that he didn't want to be there. He's done this too many times as the champion. He doesn't care about those things. And I'd made it very clear to you. The one that matters is tomorrow night when we face off at ceremonials. That's the face-off where I see the energy. I know he's done this too many times. I know what he's like. He's an unbelievable fighter. He's ready for the moment, and I'm excited that he's ready.
As UFC 330 approaches, the anticipation surrounding the welterweight championship clash between Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry continues to grow. Both fighters have spent months preparing for this moment, and every interview, press conference, and face-off has only intensified the excitement.
Absolutely, he's a tougher test than a grindy wrestler. Shavkat's phenomenal everywhere on the feet. He can grapple, he can wrestle, he can beat you on the feet with submission, with strikes. He can beat you on the ground with submission and strikes. I just feel like it would have been a nice box to tick off, to go out there and show the world that I can shut down people's wrestling against that American style and then go forward and fight someone like himself. And I'm very excited to have this opportunity.
Of course, he improved. He have more than 10 fights in the UFC right now. And the number one thing what he improved is experience. Now we have more experience in the UFC, in the hard fight. And I'm also grew up, take the belt. I have many hard fights. That's why I have more experience.
Islam believes his greatest advantage is experience, explaining that years of competing in difficult UFC fights have shaped him into a smarter and more complete champion, while he acknowledges that Garry has improved significantly throughout his UFC career.
Если у тебя будет два пояса в конце вечера, что ты делаешь, чтобы отпраздновать это?
Wow. Maybe all of you guys can come to Dagestan and we celebrate together. For 2-3 years.
Going. Every single one of you is talking about me. Every single one of you is here to see me.
Islam remains confident that his own championship experience, relentless work ethic, and mental toughness will be the deciding factors. The UFC 330 press conference perfectly captured the rivalry between the two athletes. Islam confidently declared that his goal is to prove he is the best fighter in the world.
Of course, we're all team about the hard work. That's why the sacrifice. That's why two guys one night fight for the title. Because we're hard worker. We work more than everybody. That's why we're here today.
You know, we're coming to Philly. We got Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry, and you know we got a great summer slated. So I'm looking forward to it.
UFC 330 in Philadelphia. That feels like a big. Is that announced? Is that known or no? Is that something that we just learned? I don't know if.
Yeah, we're coming back. This is the first time. We're back in Philly since like 2019, I think. I love going to Celtics games in Philly. The Philly fans are awesome, man. Every time I go in there and I got my Celtics shit on, you know, the Philly fans are like, you got some balls wearing that in here.
Yeah.
UFC.
While Garry matched that confidence by insisting he has the skills, size, and movement to create problems the champion has never faced before. Their intense stare-down quickly became one of the biggest talking points of Fight Week, with fans witnessing two elite competitors refusing to back down both physically and mentally.
Of course, we're all team about the hard work. That's why the sacrifice. That's why two guys one night fight for the title. Because we're hard worker. We work more than everybody. That's why we're here today. Как называется?
Flat tire.
Well, when the tire flat, you have to put something to put your car up, and I need some big guy to hold my car, and maybe DC can hold my car, and I changed that first.
Throughout Fight Week, much of the discussion has centered on the stylistic matchup. Islam's relentless pressure, elite grappling, clinch work, and ability to control opponents have earned him a reputation as one of the UFC's most dominant champions.
I'm gonna show, guys. I'm the best fighter in the world. That's why I have to show who I am this Saturday night, and I will show you, inshallah.
And I'll talk to him, I'll dance in his face, I'll do whatever I want, because the truth is, when we get locked into that cage one day, he's never going to be able to deal with me. But the truth is, I have a target on my back. I have the ability to stand here and shoot shots at anyone I want, because this is my job, and they have the opportunity in return. So for me, when you attack people in my circle when they don't deserve it, that's out of line. And look,
Garry, on the other hand, believes his height, reach, precise striking, footwork, and takedown defense can prevent Islam from imposing his wrestling game. Analysts continue debating whether Garry can keep the fight standing or whether Islam will once again force an opponent into deep waters with his suffocating grappling attack.
Fight believing Ian Garry is going to beat Islam, because it's starting to feel that way. Just a little more and a little more. Charles Oliveira, just to throw a name at you, a guy that knows everybody, has the right to an opinion. He said Ian Garry is going to win. That's interesting. Ian Garry is a stand-up fighter from Ireland who idolizes Conor McGregor. So now we know everything we need to know about Ian Garry. He's a sharpshooter. He's going to use his hands. He's going to use his kicks. He can't do any jiu-jitsu. But then somewhere along the way, he started training with Damian Maia. And it was an interesting coincidence because he ended up on bottom against MVP with his back taken, but was never in trouble. So then we're going to go, okay, great. You had problems grappling with this guy, MVP, who's not a grappler. You got real big problems now because you're going to fight Rakhmonov, who's going to expose everything that you don't know. And it turned out that punching and kicking Irish kid had spent some time in the wrestling room, right? I mean, he just looked better than we knew that he was.
Confidence remains the defining theme of this matchup. Garry insists he is not intimidated by the champion and believes Islam is stepping into his world against a bigger, longer, and technically dangerous opponent. Islam, however, appears completely unfazed by those claims, trusting his championship mindset, fight IQ, and years of elite competition. Rather than chasing a striking battle, he plans to pressure Garry, threaten the takedown, and dictate where the fight takes place inside the octagon. The official weigh-ins mark the final milestone before fight night, with both fighters successfully making weight and standing face-to-face for one last intense stare down. For Islam, the move to welterweight represents another chapter in an already remarkable career as he continues pursuing greatness and another successful title defense. For Garry, this is the opportunity of a lifetime to dethrone one of the sport's most dominant champions. Now, after months of preparation and countless predictions, everything comes down to one night inside the octagon at UFC 330, where only one fighter will leave with the championship. As fight night draws closer, the pressure continues to build for both competitors. Islam Makhachev is determined to cement his legacy by successfully defending his title and proving that his wrestling, composure, and championship experience remain unmatched. Meanwhile, Ian Machado Garry enters the biggest fight of his career, believing his speed, movement, and striking can shock the MMA world. With both men refusing to show any doubt and confidently predicting victory, UFC 330 has all the ingredients of an unforgettable main event. Fans around the world are counting down the hours, eager to see whether the reigning champion will continue his dominance or if a new era begins with Garry pulling off a career-defining upset inside the octagon. Everything that has happened throughout Fight Week has led to this single moment. The words have been spoken, the predictions have been made, and the intense face face-offs are finally over. Now there are no more press conferences, no more interviews, and no more mind games. Only the octagon remains. When the cage door closes, Islam Makhachev's relentless pressure, elite wrestling, and championship experience will collide with Ian Garry's precision striking, movement, confidence, and belief that he can accomplish what many consider impossible. Every second of this fight could change the future of the welterweight division, and one defining moment may separate victory from defeat. UFC 330 isn't just another title fight, it's a battle of legacy versus ambition, experience versus youth, and dominance versus destiny. By the end of the night, only one fighter will have his hand raised, while the other will be left wondering how close he came to making history. If you're excited for UFC 330 and don't want to miss any breaking news, fight breakdowns, press conferences, weigh-ins, face-offs, and post-fight analysis, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Fight Prime, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also, let us know in the comments who you're picking to win, Islam Makhachev or Ian Garry. Your prediction could be right, and we'll see you in the next video.